in front of the home crowd. G2, they might be playing with a little bit of extra fire in their step, but I just still, even with the veto, I have to be favoring FaZe here. Just the fact that they've beaten them now 4 times when they've met, even though we did have that close Dust 2 game. I mentioned before, I thought it was more like FaZe Clan dropping the ball and allowing G2 to get back into the game. So they're going to really have to hope that the crowd can push them to an extra level, because G2, they're playing well, but is it FaZe level well?
And the thing about FaZe Clan is that this is a team that at one point had a bid for this Intel Grand Slam. And I'm sure they would love to find themselves back there, Maniac.
I mean, obviously, that is for sure, right? And I think that now Neo has been here for a little bit of time. Probably he had the opportunity and the possibility to, put his philosophy into play, and the players are buying in. Individually speaking, I think we have seen some resurgence from Olofmeister, for example. Now, Rain has been really quiet this tournament so far. He's posted 0.88 rating. That is not Rain-like, and they're going to need him to shine back. But I have to agree with Chad. I think FaZe would be the favorite going into this game, but I'm still going to favor G2.
Still got a little bit of the French in you.
Oh, yeah.
I can back it up if you want to.
Okay,
let's do it.
Okay, cool. First of all, I think the series versus Heroic was a reference one. They struggled until that point, but then versus Heroic, it was clean, nice, clear cut. So that was a good G2. I talked to them. They grabbed a lot of confidence from that game. Then, that's now 3 months they've been together. That's the magical number for me. That's the amount of time a roster needs to come together and at least set their basis for their team. And finally, Amanek, stepping up his level, coming to play at the level of Kenny S, at the level of Shox. And one more, it's Kenny S right now, all on fire. So if that's not enough for you, I don't know.
I look on the other
weren't ready
side.
for that, Chad.
I look on the other side of the server, right? I look at FaZe Clan. Obviously, since Neo's come in, what we've seen is an elevation from the other 4 members. They've all returned to some of that form that we love FaZe Clan for, but they're doing it with a little bit more tact. Maybe a little bit more strat heavy. It's not just strat dependent. They know when to allow that flair. And with the maps in the veto train, if you go over the last couple of G2 games, they don't tend to play close T-mid, close pop dog that often. So if you're going to give people who love to take duels room to get into pop dog, room to get into team main and take fights, you're going to find yourself into a little bit of trouble. And that's something that I think that hopefully Yanko and the camp from FaZe have identified, and they can exploit that early and really just shake this G2 roster.
Well, I mean, what about the idea of slow starts on either side of the table? Because that can very much happen. First game of the day, got some cobwebs
that's
on.
The G2. That's the G2 special. They don't like the first game of the day. They don't love it. They're not big fans. Now, normally it's a morning game that they don't like, and
it's 2 p.m. now.
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. So
it's actually 3.
if they're not feeling ready, I don't know who is.
Well, I know I'm feeling ready. Asatani, I know you're ready too. And you know what? Who else is ready is going to be our commentators. It's going to be Alex Richardson and Henry Greer to bring us our first matchup of the day, our first map of D-Train. Let's get it on.
Thank you so much, Trace. Yes, we have a fantastic game. Myself, Machine, Henry G, residing, FaZe Clan, and G2. Oh, it is glorious. We were just reflecting before the mics went live, Henry, and we have been given a gift of a G2 in form heading into a home crowd quarterfinal. I mean, they're going to hope that we can get the performance we know they're capable of.
I really hope so. I want them to step up. I said it before. On home soil, it feels they don't really ever perform in the big games. They can get to this playoffs, and it feels like that's where it all falls apart. Want to see them go further. Big fan of what they're doing right now, but FaZe is going to be a difficult team to take down here. Still a 5-on-5 for now, focusing towards Ivy, but Rain won't be focused on it for very long. It's a great shot from Jax. That PD-50 coming out and doing great damage. Olofmeister doesn't stand much of a chance. They're ducking and weaving so many players in his direction. He does commit to the left-hand side peak though, smoke coming through, and this is looking good for G2. They're not overreacting. They're going to stick together, but here comes Nico, and we know what he's capable of.
Oh my goodness, he's just thrown a spanner into the works. It's a big one. Jax, however, does respond elsewhere. He does have that P250, and he's making it work. And Shox connects onto Guardian. Suddenly, a winnable round. The damage Nico done now, equalized. Plenty of time. They are all around this outside bomb site. Shox is hoping to find a FaZe back turned. He goes for a walk through E-box, swings all off. Does get tagged up towards Connector, but still. Jax is low. This is all on Shox. He's got to try and whittle away at that FaZe Clan health. And it doesn't look like he's quite found it yet. In the meantime, Jax, he's just the supporting act. He doesn't want to have to go down right now. He's got the bomb. He's already got 2 kills. It's on Shoxy. And there goes Jax.
That is absolutely massive. That should be a Shoxy needs both headshots here. He delivers in the open. No bomb required there, Alex. The old master finishes the round off in style. That's fantastic work from him. And G2, a much-needed pistol round, I would say, comes right down to the wire. We've been saying Shox has been looking decent in 2019. I've really enjoyed that final couple of shots from him. It looks so good. Look at this. Opening kills from FaZe and buckets and spades there. But it's Shoxy. A couple of kills to close it out. Maybe overextending. They are challenging at the same time. He's just done a very, very good job there. It will be the force buy in response from FaZe Clan. We know the scouts, Alex. Yeah. They do a lot of damage on train. And we're going to see Guardian and Olaf Meister wield them here.
Amanex already got a scout bullet lodged in his shoulder blade, and Shox similar fates. Both of them tanked up early. You said they can do damage. There's a demonstration. Very, very solid start into the second round for FaZe Clan. Keeps them tagged. Keeps this round within their reach. Nico's got some aggressive ground covered towards T-Con, and that's going to give him information, especially should he push where it hurts. Amanek's going to step and give them the info that they might be going towards the inner site. That's going to allow FaZe Clan to adapt.
Massive advantage for G2 in terms of the weaponry, but FaZe with a very strong read. And it might be the inside player. We have the scouts rotating in. Neo, close range. He's got that P250 and an HE grenade looking to do damage with that. Oh, it could work out perfectly here, Alex. He could actually hit all 5. Throw it now, Neo. Get it in there, my son. In it goes. He's done a massive line of damage. And here we go. The scouts starting to connect.
So low. Look at them. Kenny, Shox, Jax, they can barely get to the site without falling over. 9 HP for Jax. That's the lowest with a Mac 10. Neo, though, does fall on the cross, and that's still Jax. Does a lot with a little, certainly with the HP. But with bomb down now, the numbers certainly do favor this retake from FaZe Clan. A couple of bullets would do, but it's positions that will determine the fate of this round. Nico and Shox having somewhat of a duel towards ramp. In the meantime, Kenny does manage to equalize, and there they are. That's the frags they were looking for. One with the deagle from Nico and Rain, Guardian Scout. He connected at the start, he connects at the end.
Yeah, the Scout, you're not necessarily looking exclusively for the headshots. Obviously, they're very beneficial, Alex, but it's getting those tags and setting up the pistol players and some nice HE grenades, apparently, from Neo will do a lot of damage on a map like Train. The Force Spies always seem to do great work, and FaZe answer back quickly after losing the pistol there. I can't even begin to explain how perfect the HE was from Neo. It landed at the feet of 5 players after they hit the Scout as well. It's Nico coming in with the backstab and the deagle. Not the craziest headshot, but the shot that really matters there to secure the round, and there will be a force buy in response. Surely, this is G2 we're talking about here. I'm eating my words.
Okay, yes, stop.
They're not even going to go for it. They're going to actually just take the P250, no armor, no grenades. Normally in today's game, you will always see an answer back.
Look at these two teams. If there were two teams I'd say are comfortable as force buys, it would be FaZe and G2. We are in for a brawl.
But it's been one of their main criticisms for the last year or so. I feel like maybe this is them trying to just change their game up a little and win with the skill and kind of coordination and practice they've done instead of trying to steal rounds away constantly due to just individual performances.
Yeah, a recent headline from Kenny S. He says, we're at a period, perhaps shocks myself, in which we need consistency as a team. Consistency doesn't come from force buy.
It does not. You need sustainable rounds, which are full gun rounds. You need Kenny with an AWP. The last year I've cast them, right? I'm sure everyone who's listening has heard me just be so frustrated. It's been like round 12 on maps like Train where he gets the AWP out because they keep force buying. They keep having to get him on rifles. They need to focus on their strengths, and finally we're seeing that. And that's not bad. They are still hitting shots without the armor. It's Jax with the Desert Eagle that takes Olaf Meister at the start, and they're heading towards inside. So this has gone perfectly so far for the French. They've pulled a rotation from inside. Indeed, and Neo's alone, and he has the Galil, the worst of all the rifles, a good incendiary.
Yeah, that is going to keep them at bay. That's actually going to solve so many problems. If he didn't have that flame in a can, he could have been in a spot of bother. He's even managed to get Nico in prime position. Jax keeps going. 5 frags for this man, and he's not done. Amanek charges towards Connector. They have nothing, but now they've got everything. Bombs down. Everyone's still standing. Just Guardian and Neo. Kit on Neo. Weapons on FaZe Clan. This is going to be a tough one. Kenny already gone. Towards heaven, the ladder is climbed. There is a smoke for that bomb. So things aren't impossible for FaZe, but oh so difficult. G2, they've done the lion's share of the work already. Guardian tagged and fragged. Shox gets that. It's looking good. It's looking oh so good. And Montpellier, they're not complaining. With nothing, G2 fight back.
That is an eco. That wasn't even a deco. They had P250s, 1 Desert Eagle, get the opening kill towards Ivy. The design there was, once you get a kill, we're going to pull a rotation, we'll try and get the bomb down inside. That was looking so good. Neo shut it down, but maybe he actually cost them the round, and obviously not directly, but he sends them towards outside. All these crazy shots start to land, and it's G2 just answering back in emphatic fashion. Look at this from Jax towards the connector. That's Nico he's taken down, who had an AK-47, by the way. That's insane. What a round. We're going to have a massive game here as Rain will be dropped. Orb for Kenny S, nice and early. That's what you want to see. Nico has been removed from the equation. It's going to be a 5 versus 3. Neo, unless he gets a couple of kills here, they've got no chance. From the backtracks, Olaf will find one, but I don't think his backup with Guardian and that scout will have enough to tackle G2 here. I'm liking this, Alex. I've casted so many G2 games once they get to this stage of the tournament, and that's when it starts to fall apart. But they are looking red hot today, and that's the kind of shot you want to see.
He's so quick. He found a way in. You got the first frag and, of course, connects it onto Guardian. This one is all tied up and with a bow on it for the French. A little red, white, and blue bow.
Oh, yes.
It's gorgeous. Maybe a baguette alongside it. My goodness. Jokes aside, French baguette is fire. In the mornings, spread of butter. Life is good. Not so much for Olaf, of course. He's trying to keep hold of a scout and Kevlar. Lucky's got another plan for that, though. I mean, you just painted such a fantastic picture that getting an AWP into Kenny's hands is important. They win a ridiculous round, all courtesy of Jax, by the way. I want to make sure we point all of that praise towards him. He was given that deagle, and he managed to make a whole round out of that.
Yeah.
But they get the AWP in Kenny's hands. They don't lose, but they lose one man, and they're 3-1 up. This is the start they were looking for.
I've been speaking to Kenny a lot recently, and the feedback he's going to give me in terms of his individual players, he's not the player he used to be in terms of, he's not the most mechanically skilled AWPer anymore, but he's still up there. He's still in the conversation. He's had the real in his game. He can't just be jumping out and killing absolutely everyone. He has to use his brain more, use those positions. I love that little zoom in on the replay as well, by the way. That's really cool just to see how accurate and precise he is. It's going to be the full eco, though, from FaZe. And remember, on the T side of Train here, and a 4-1 scoreline for G2, there's certain underdogs here.
I love this.
And this is a lovely start. This is what we call the tank stack outside. You set this up and you can have 5 players. It's actually decent for like maybe 2 or 3 kills. It can be very effective. It's pretty cool.
So they're all hanging out, hoping that Amanek got the invite to the party on T2. And so, waiting game. I love rounds like this because you know that G2, they're aware of fun and games, and this is a perfect example of when you do see teams clearing corners and waiting until the 20th second mark to actually commit to a site when they know the money's bad, when they don't know if there's a force buy in play. Look at this, very patient. They want to check for any fun and games.
It's
this
novel.
Is fun and games.
It's novel, sure, but it can work. The thing is, Amanek, oh god,
he's gonna get them all.
I've never seen a 5-man spread like that. Please,
Are you ready?
please,
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Amanek, he whirs up the chainsaw.
Here it
one.
goes.
It's not only one. Rain gets it. Fortunately for him, Shox is going to be able to there just create a bit of a painful corridor. And that will be the end of that one. Guardian just running away. He does actually get the AK, though.
Can you imagine the feeling if you walk around with a stack, they're not looking in that direction, you just get 5
Boom,
clean
boom, boom,
kills.
boom, boom.
I've never seen it before. I was really hoping it was going to happen then. But either way, 4-1. Just to reiterate, this is the pick of G2. We move on to Dust 2 next, which, sure, sounds like a map G2 might be really good at. They're actually not. They drop up. They're very turbulent on it. They can look very, very good if Kenny
good
turns
teams
up.
as well.
Exactly, but they have got some unstable results in it. It's the home turf for FaZe, but we know their T sides are lacking a little bit on that map. They have vulnerabilities. We're getting a bit ahead of ourselves, but I'm just saying with G2, I'm liking this so far. This is a very strong start. It's round 6, and there is an AWP for Guardian, of course, but here he comes, the big man himself. A bit of a resurgence in 2019. We're going to see if he can open things up from Pop Dog.
Caught by Guardian, who wins the duel. That's the first time Guardian's been able to fight back. AWP versus AWP, mano el mano. Just floating through the brown halls. Rain's going to be given the responsibility to hold Pop. Get a whole lot of info if they don't walk. Looks like they were. Lucky quick on the key. And so here it comes into inner, and Neo's the first to receive. No nades this time. It's going to come down to his placement. On the side, Amanek gets shut down as well. This is going so well from Neo. 3 frags, and they are locked out of this round.
Yeah, Lucky. This is in a compromised position. I want to comment on Neo's anchor role within this FaZe team. I wasn't believing him when he first joined. I definitely was one of the cynics, but as the weeks go by and we see more and more tournaments, he seems like his play is so cerebral. He's not going for the really impressive quick doubles here and there. He's getting one kill. He's repositioning. He's allowing rotations to come through. That's exactly what you want from your anchor. And his aim is looking sharper than ever. I think this looks fantastic from him. Look how perfect this is. He rotates, hasn't taken any damage. He hasn't given away a bomb plant. This is how you hold inside a train. And he's got FaZe their second round cleanly. As we enter round number 7 here, it's going to be Kenny S with the AWP double orb set up. It's Olaf Meister with the second, and a faster approach from G2. They're going to be focusing towards that IB area, seeing if they can push back any potential orb on the other side. That will be Olaf, and he'll fall back towards the hitch. So they've shown presence. Bomb still down in T spawn, so that might just be them displaying one of their defaults for an inside execution at this point, I would say.
Yeah, displaying a whole lot of faith as well. The fact that both of those orbs went outside initially. I think Guardian has rotated back in, given the absence of a fast G2 push.
Yeah, they do need to operate quite quickly though. We did see what they did, a couple of Molotovs, some smokes, a few shots, but Nico, full main control. He knows he's going to be an inside player. So Guardian's in position, huge advantage for FaZe. They have the intel, but can they hit the shots?
Guardian, well, he answers that question very swiftly. There's 2 more to find though. Jack's gone. He's going to try and find a bit of a safer angle so he can fall back should he not connect. And that's the angle connecting. Lucky's low. Can't jump off now, and Nico's going to absolutely confirm that. So 5 versus 3, and this is an awkward situation for G2. Now you're saying, like, they know what we wanted to do, we can't, what do we do? 50 seconds, and every member of FaZe healthy, and with a whole lot of info. This looks almost impossible. You need a hero to step up.
It just wasn't convincing enough, Alex. Just a couple of smokes and no damage received on the FaZe side. Unless you feel proper pressure and you've got someone down to low HP or an AWP's in a compromised spot, no one's going to rotate to help him out. You throw one smoke, go towards inside. It was no problem at all. What the hell is that, though? Kenny S on the ladder. No scope to the face of rain. And now they do have a chance in the round, but not much. 15 seconds remain. They do go back towards inside. Guardian's hitting at least one of these. No problem the first. Good reposition for the second to guarantee no plant here, but that's not going to happen either way. Neo playing so well right now, Alex.
He didn't have to do much more. He'd achieved it all just by deciding to stay there. Gets another kill. The bomb's definitely not going to be going down. Kenny wants to keep hold of his AWP, and Nico's on the hunt, but no cigar.
That's what you want from Neo. He could have swung out, closed it out quickly. He wants to win the round with everyone staying alive. That's what you need from these in-game leaders. He's not the star player of this squad anymore. He is just going to be the brains of the operation, and that's just being displayed inside time and time again. Very good stuff from him. 4-3. Timeout now. G2 starting to feel the pressure as their money is whittled down further and further. We do have an AWP for Kenny S. And we'll be bringing that into the next round here. We'll see whether he's able to use it effectively. They do have enough money to buy around it. You can see the coach now chiming in. They've had a fantastic start, 4 rounds. Sure, it's not ideal, but it's enough and a half. They want to be aiming for like 6, 7. That would be a great scoreline for them. FaZe now still with Olaf Meister on that secondary orb, who has been finding great success with weapons like the AUG, bringing the sniper into his game as well. Like, he's not the rifler he used to be, right? But he has managed to find a way to be super relevant, super important in this team with different play styles. He used to be iconic for B player, Banana, for example, right? Now he plays a pair, more static position, but he plays it so well. His style has had to change, but he's still an absolute legend of the game.
Yeah, styles shift, but class is forever. Nice work from Nico. Does catch Lucky on a bit of an early aggressive maneuver. Amanek with a Mac 10. That's Neo. He steps out of line and Amanek punishes him. No longer the safe hands on the B site. This is going to create a gap, and Kenny's looking to exploit it by Guardian. And now he can push in. Kenny's looking to gather ground. This is what you expect when you know you've got that player early, when you know the rotate's still in transition. Try and get as far up as you can. He has the AWP, he doesn't need to. And he doesn't need to move a muscle. Nico's walked into his crosshair as well.
There it is. This is looking great. Kenny S wants a bit more of the action. I think that will do, though. Down to 4 HP, 2 kills to his name. They're being a little bit overzealous here, though, Alex. 3 on 2, still very possible for FaZe to win this. They've got enough resources to justify a retake here as well. AWP on Olaf Meister, but they do need a quick kill in the next 5 seconds or so.
Kenny's playing for that defuse. He wants to stop it. Just on the edge of the smoke. Olaf gets an elevator ground. They're on the bomb. They're defusing. And Olaf just babysitting. He needs to catch it. He can't. And he's turned it around. FaZe Clan with the defuse in the smoke. Olof kept him so safe and sound. My goodness. And G2, that looked like a guarantee until Rain and Olof showed up.
Yeah, that's a gut punch there. Kenny has had to work so hard to give them those initial kills. Like we saw, Neo pushing towards the inside ramp. That's not a mistake by him. It's just a change of pace. We want to see whether he can actually get that first pick. He's been very passive so far, but anything but for Olof Meister there. We said they needed that quick kill. P250 on Kenny S, the low HP player, and then P250 to close it out as well. That was absolutely wonderful. He is firing on all cylinders right now. We go 4-4, round 9, and we've got an AK-47 for Shox. That's about it. The hero purchase here to see whether he can open things up. And he'll have to do a lot of work here against FaZe, who are looking unbelievably sharp right now, Alex.
Olof got 4 in that round, and he'd lost almost all of his team before he started to frag. Incredible retake. AWP, P250 rifle. I think he just went through the entire smorgasbord of Counter-Strike weaponry in order to find the 4th. So we find ourselves equal. Certainly not in buy coming into round 9. And I want to see what that Shox Hero AK can do. He's been patient with it. Nothing audacious off the bat.
Just to know, so Neo, you saw him with his incendiary out ready and waiting. Yeah. He didn't actually have to throw his initially. He's got his teammates backing him up. He still holds onto his utility, just trying to buy time as much as he possibly can at this stage. Funnel them towards outside if possible. That seems to be the case. He got the intel through that utility, and now 3 players head towards Ivan. Olof Meister, he's wanting to challenge that position as well. No orb coming just yet, but there is the hand cannon. And
Not
that's
again.
not enough. It's Jax once more taking that Olof Meister. That's insane.
Last time G2 won a round like this, it started with a Jax Deagle, now another, and another one. G2 just charge on in here. What can you do? 5 man still standing. They scavenge the weapons. The bomb is down. It's the dream round from the French.
That is just a classic textbook French round. That's it.
Nonsense.
French Counter-Strike personified in round number 9 there. Just pushing in towards Ivy, one digging everyone, pouncing on top of the bomb site. And we do have the timeout for FaZe as they have to pick up the pieces here.
Oh,
you can't.
man.
It's not like they've done anything wrong. They haven't really made a mistake. They've just held their positions and got absolutely wrecked there. That's what we love to see from teams like G2. It's been missing for so damn long, Alex. And it looks like we might be getting it back now.
And the answer, Amanek, Lucky, Jax, Kenny and Shox, of course, a partnership we've seen intermittently throughout the entirety of their Counter-Strike careers, but Lucky, Jax, Amanek. G2, a perfect way to encapsulate bringing the old with the new, and this is Jax doing it again. Oh, God!
It's so filthy as well. He's got an orb, remember, on the other side there. He's waiting for that peak, and he's just been absolutely wrecked. And the hero, okay, we said it was going to be influential. I didn't think it'd be the Deagle to open things up like that. You can see Olaf's like, well, what can you say about that one?
All right, then.
When you open it, bro, it's like, yeah, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Just forget about it, guys.
Please don't ask me about that one.
Just want to move on, and let's have a nice little eco here. Just calm things down, as Nico will be getting on top of the blue train by main entrance here. Not really much purchased at all. No armor, no nades, just a couple of PT50s. That is it. 2 kills here would be a successful round.
All SMGs for G2 to bound in and start farming frags. Instead, they just want to keep this one safe, and I think this is a perfect hold from Lucky. He's expecting the aggression, and he does receive it. The dink, though.
It's a bit of self-preservation there with the Molotov. Make sure no one flies up behind him. Wants to ensure he's safe. He's done the hard work. He's got the kill. Sure, it was close, but he hasn't given away a rifle. That's the most important thing.
Jax continues to extend it. He actually replaces his fallen comrade, Lucky. And so, yeah, this should be an open and shut case. But G2, this is T's side train we're talking about. Teams can get caught out, get locked out. And the fact of the matter is that G2, they had such a strong start now. They can throw caution to the wind. They're starting to build nurture quite the bank. They're going to be able to take all of these weapons through. Juicy. And that's the conclusion we were expecting. 6-4 then, G2. They didn't lose a single man to those scary P250s.
And that's always good news.
It is, certainly is.
For my mental health, for theirs, for everyone's really.
Yeah, your vocal cords, stress.
For round 11 coming through, and FaZe, they're struggling here. This is the pick of the Frenchman, but FaZe comfortable on this map. Guardian on the AWP. We've got a couple of orgs now, and it'll be interesting to see if Nico wants to pick it up more. He's gone for the M4. It's been a bit of a talking point this week. The first event, he's experimented with it. Not for now, though. M4 for him and Rain. And inside positioning from G2. They found that early success when Neo pushed it once. I don't think he'll ever do that again.
I was about to say, I don't think I've seen him do it again.
Once bitten, twice shy, I think it would be the expression there. But for now, 1 minute 30, bombed down by Popdog. They've actually got 2 players towards inside. That's Neo and Guardian right now. The latter with the sniper, of course, towards the upper ramp. Neo focusing towards lower, nice defensive spot. Good for 1 kill, falling back. Olaf is a little bit rattled towards Ivy right now. You can see him changing up the playstyle, not going for kills right now. As soon as he detects a threat, drop a smoke back, buying time, 4 rotations, and actually getting inside the Ivy now. Taking a lot of damage though, Alex, down to 4 HP as Rain is dropped by Kenny.
He's a little bit locked in there as well. He's going to use the smoke to escape. In the meantime, Nico using a smoke to aggress. 2 towards Popdog. They're actually going to try and boost into this little gap in the door. I'm not sure whether or not they can see too much. Just the top of the trains until it fades. Nice little bit of innovation. Nico will have that jewel on Popdog when Lucky chooses to take that fight. Lucky, here he comes, takes Guardian, expecting a trade, and it arrives. Neo ensures that. Oh, Kenny caught with a knife on his hand, Orp on his back. Nico finds it, and now 3 versus 3. Shocks from Ivy arrives, does damage, it's not enough. And Jax, he can maybe punish on that. He knows he's E-box, but Nico keeping him safe and sound. He's got an Orp, he misses the shot. Oh, chance from Amanek. He could have had an opportunity to make that clutch a bit more of a reality, but not to be, and so 5-6.
Yeah, nice work from FaZe, but I'm not too happy with the kind of coordination of G2. Opening picks found there, pressure applied. It felt like too many solo duels and commitments coming in with no trade potential there. But still, FaZe, scrappy round, but they managed to keep 3 players alive. They're very low HP, unlucky for the French. It was Kenny S. Was this straight up wallbang? Please don't tell me that's where I went down. That's disgusting. Straight up. He does get a lot of the wallbangs on train, but that one is particularly filthy. Nico as well, nice finish. It's going to be round 12 here. Both teams pretty much fully equipped back in the double AWP setup, but this time Nico's taking it upon himself to be the AWP. Olaf Meister down at the server once again. And do they commit off this, or do they want to fall back into a default and wait for reactions?
That was so tough for Olaf. You've seen, we've got to capture all of his attempts to hold Ivy. He has been deagled when he had an AWP. He has been flashed when he had a molly. He has
the thing is, he has 9 frags. He's having a great game. Every time he's in towards Ivy and they go there, that's when it's going wrong for him. He's been deagled there twice. He's been wrecked by Nico's base in the server.
Through smoke.
It's a difficult one, but he's still playing very well. When he gets the opportunities, at least he's hitting all the shots as they posture towards inside. Now we have 4 players there. Very basic execution. Do you want to telegraph this one too much? 1 smoke, 1 flash. Get the trades going.
In they charge. Ray, nice to receive onto Jax. 2 more there, and Neo's doing exactly what he does. 2, 3.
Wow.
That's the lucky one. In more ways than one. Just Amanek though, and he is just late to the party. The cake's all gone. The balloons are a little flat. And Nico, he is looking fantastic. 6-6 now.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. We mentioned this earlier. Neo just seems to have mastered that inside area. Yeah. Back in the VP days, it was Taz that played that position, probably one of the most iconic roles for him ever. Within VP, it was always strong. It was always a couple of kills. Now Neo taking a leaf out of that book and just looking fantastic with the AWP. Always in a nice spot, always trying to take attention away from his teammates and buying time for rotations. That's the most important thing. If you're getting 3 kills as well, yeah, I'll take it all day long. But the way he plays it is really, really strong right now as we get into round number 30.
The only time Neo has actually, quote-unquote, lost the sight was when he did that aggressive push and got caught out off guard. Every other time, he has got more than 1, which is exactly what you need on that inner hold. It's quite impressive, though, and still hard for me to process that 1 man being left on that site is the strategy, is the meta, when you could throw that entire G2 roster at him.
Yeah, and that will be enough now, for me at least. G2 won't touch inside for the last few rounds here. They're going to focus outside. I feel like that's a bit of a fortress. You've got Guardian and Neo playing like that. They're not getting any plans towards outside of the map. They're going to focus towards outside. They have not forced into this round, but that's not necessarily a problem. They've got that Jax Deagle, Mac 10s, and maybe just an inside rush. They're trying to focus on Neo and see if they can take him down, but they've got bigger problems here. Guardian hits the first shot for no kill.
Oh, he's caught.
It is a massive surprise.
This is the first time since the last we saw Neo get caught off guard, and look what happens. G2, they're finally on the inner sight. We didn't expect it, and neither did FaZe Clan. That bomb's not down, though. Some of the hard work still to come for the French, especially given the weapons they have. It's 2 SMGs, just the Deagle Rain. He's playing the waiting game. There's one so close. Lucky just off guard, and the bomb still yet to cross towards that bomb train. Kenny connects onto Olof. The patience from Lucky's rewarded, and now the bomb can go down. Nico, he's too far away.
Well, apparently, Alex, they're not scared of inside whatsoever. I suppose the inside execution-based default rounds aren't working out for them. Neo's handling it so well. Why don't we just throw some Mac 10s in his way and see what happens then?
He was pulling out a nade. He wasn't ready.
That's a really great call from Shock, Sam. That was fantastic. The fact that they knew the way that's being played right now with the all combo crossfire, if you can catch them off guard, all it takes is one kill. And I've always said it. Mac 10 to CZ has snowball potential, right? And that turned into an avalanche very, very quickly. Lucky gets the final kill. G2 with 7, FaZe with 6. And these are really frustrating rounds to give up. They're fully equipped up against Mac 10s, and they've lost 2 or 3 of those now, as G2 will break the back of FaZe once again. It's round 14. Might need another timeout because it's pick your poison. Do you take the eco at this point and focus on the last round and have a bigger percentage of winning that? Or do you force buy and try and steal the round away and win the half? It looks like they've gone for the eco
conservative approach.
Yeah, just one scout, a P250, a Deagle, no armor, no nades. And so you've got to let G2 win the half at this point. I say that? You never know.
Just be careful. We've seen what G2 have done with nothing. FaZe absolutely capable of doing the same. However, this is the CT side. It does require a different approach. Olof picking up that scout. He wants to try and soften them up to hope that, say, Deagle, P250, Spicy Rain, USP Dink can be converted. Neo, he's trying to sneak them on. He is going to take him down, just last step away from survival, but Jax gets it with the flames, and so 5 versus 4. They are on the eco. For those of you listening on the wireless,
or in black and white television.
Yeah, I'm almost certain I could tell they were on an eco if it was black and white.
You never know, because the skins might be different, you know? You won't be able to tell what stickers they've got on, who is playing, who's exactly this Kenny. Yes, another nice job. And this going through the motions, I don't think there'll be too much to report, as unless he gives up his orb. These sort of rounds, the one thing I will say is use the buddy system, Alex. Like you and I, stay together at all times. If anyone goes down, pick them right back up again. You can make sure there's no rifles given away as they smoke towards the left side. That's a great shot, and that's what I'm talking about. Instant trade potential. Don't give a rifle away. Sure, they're going to get fragged. It's FaZe Clan. It's going to happen. But you've got to make sure you're there to react together and win together. It's going to be 8-6. FaZe took the eco there. They will not have enough for an AWP, I believe. Actually, Rain will be the one to purchase it. He'll have to drop the Guardian. I want to check on his stats. He's hit some good shots, but Alex, he's 4-10 on the CT side of Train when they're down 8-6 here. Now, normally we wouldn't talk about that too much, but it's Guardian, one of the most iconic snipers of all time in CSGO. It's Train, and AWP is Paradise, and he doesn't seem to have much of a look in here.
He's had issues having impact, but that's because all of the attention early is not coming out of anywhere other than Ivy. If they're going in then that's a tough fight for him. There's smokes, there's Molotovs, and there's a Neo who's killing all of them, but let's see how he holds this one for now. Jumping for info, and well, G2, they're going to be sneaking their way down towards Pop. Where do you go from here? It's an Ivy and Pop Dog pincer. No CT info so far from Neo. He hasn't pushed up ramp, hasn't given it the all clear. In fact, you can see he's just slicing for info. Just going to be trying to catch a glimpse of a French foot. He won't, because they are on their way. Rain and Olof, the same. They're looking to close towards Pop, have that really tight angle. Perhaps, Olof tucks himself in that corner. It's a brutal one. Flash in. They're going to aggress, and that's what they were waiting for. It's only going to be a 1-for-1.
So far, so good for G2. They'll take that all day long, Alex. They know they've got the advantage here. There's barely any grenades left now for FaZe. 4-4 is absolutely fine, but Rain takes control of Pop Dog once again. Overall setup, though, looks like the outside splits. You can see Amanek and Shox at the end of Ivy right now. They could go backtracks. I would love that. They're going to do it as well. They can go backtracks now and focus towards inside and really punish Neo. But Guardian, he's seen it all before, Alex. He's seen these tricks. He'll be ready for it, and that might shut down any plans they had.
I think he caught a glimpse. He was holding the cross from Ivy, this exact angle. I think he saw Shox's toes just as he strafed across.
It would have been a really nice approach. They're going to have to cancel him. Let's go outside, see what they can do. Nothing too tactical now. They're going to boost and actually get Amanek out of the Ivy. 3 versus 3.
He's got 2 things to worry about. He could have his back turned. Yes, no, never mind. Nico, even indecision doesn't stop him from fragging, and he's going to find the second as well. Kenny gone. We've got ourselves an 8-7 half. It doesn't get much closer than that. 2 huge teams in Counter-Strike at the moment. Both fallen from grace somewhat and now on the return. It is similar storylines for both of them. Stacked names in this roster. And, well, FaZe perhaps more so. Of course, we do have Jax, Lucky, Amanek still forging their path in Counter-Strike, but the fact they're keeping it so close, we're going to see how this one plays out. The ESL Pro League Season 9 Finals. We're on the stage, it's playoff time. And our first quarter-final, FaZe versus hometown heroes G2. The French put up a spectacular first half. I'm Machine, he's Henry, and we're into the pistol.
Sacre bleu, Alex, here we go. G2 up 8-7. That's about all the French have got, by the way. That was it. I thought that was pretty good for the beginning of the second half here. I just want to reiterate, those 8 rounds of your T side, no less, is very good, but it's not a lock-in by any stretch. We're going to see Nico with that P250, of course, the armor as well, the absolute star of this team, looking to crack things open outside. You know he's going to land this shot. Here it comes eventually, Alex. That's so unfortunate. He's going to be gutted with that.
Oh my god, a full clip gone. No body gone just yet. Kenny does find Olofmeister, and Amanek's there as well. Jax, he just has to finish what his teammates have started. There is Nico on E-Box. Neo pushing towards green. FaZe are starting to back away out of this one, and you can see why, because they're both oh so low. This round looks good for G2. So good.
Yeah, you do well to lose at this stage. You'd have to really try your best with low HP. I'm not sure. Like the P250, it's bought for that range, but it's a difficult shot still, right? He's wiggling, ducking and weaving, and unless you connect a couple of headshots within the first 5 bullets, and you're really kind of just going for the body shots there, hoping you're just hitting the torso. That was so unfortunate. Like I said for Nico, I expect him to hit that like 99% of the time. That seemed like his sort of shot. If we get the bomb down here for Guardian, that wouldn't be the worst case scenario though. Shocks, the fact he's going to connect, he could be able to deny it.
He's so low. He's going to have to just sneak across and hope. Oh, no.
No chance.
Yeah, nice work from Shocks. He got there in time. Ooh. Guardian wants the plan.
All right, Guardian.
Shuts down the aggression from Shocks, upgrades to the USP. Perhaps there's still some twists and tails in this tale. Kenny says no.
That's enough, though.
Yeah, that's huge.
That
Bomb
was
down.
so much more than he was worth. You could Shocks, he's going to be a bit gutted with that one. That was hook, line, and sinker. He knew he had to get that bomb planted. There was a chance a close CT was there just to defend that objective. 15 HP, makes it out, perfect headshot, and gets everyone on his team an extra $800. Now, had they have got 3 kills there, I would say there's a strong chance they buy it with 2 AKs here. It's still a possibility, but it wouldn't be as strong.
Oh, dear.
And I think we have... Okay, well, maybe I have. All right, you're right. In the future, I won't ruin the surprises. We have got the buy coming out. The bomb planted is such a massive deal on a map like Train because you can bring up rifles here. Like I said, 3 kills is the absolute optimal. You're going to have a couple of players now, though, with no armor. That's Rain and Neo. But you've got Nico, Olofmeister, Guardian, with rifles, 2 of which are Kriegs. They arguably have the upper hand in some of the firepower duels here. We'll see if Nico can open things up.
Starts strong. It's a big fight. Traded by Kenny, though. He needed more than 1. 1 rifle of 3 gone from FaZe Clan. Perhaps it could be scavenged away by the unarmored Rain or Neo, but it is in the open T-Con. Kenny's going to have his eyes on it. So the jig is up. They know there's a rifle in play. It's filled the kill feed, courtesy of Nico. In FaZe, they look to start to regroup, and actually, I think Shocks is going to be very grateful for that one. A gift sent to him by his Bosnian friend.
It's all slowing down here. This is when it gets a bit tense. Just to shout out Neo while we got some time here, Alex. He was the lowest rated remaining player of this tournament coming into this map. He has stepped up so far, right? Like that inside bomb set play, he has done a great job. In comparison, Rain was just beneath him at number 29 of the remaining players. He still is having a very quiet game here. So FaZe down, but not out. But some of the big names do need to start stepping up here to be lucky. Perfect smoke. 35 seconds on the clock. FaZe Clan might have to reconsider their options here. They do set up for grenades towards inside, but this could be a bit of a fake from Guardian. I can see them going back towards Pop Dog. I think he'll smoke lower ramp. Bit of a desperate fake. Maybe send 1 player in, go back towards outside. It's not clear right now.
What do you do? Just Olofmeister, really. As Guardian's holding back just a little bit further. I'm next going to clear Ivy's 15 seconds. FaZe, what's...
Oh, the timing's okay, actually. They could get out here.
They are starting to charge. Onto the site they go. Bombs in the hands of Rain. That's all he has to do is get that bomb down. The rest have to frag, and Neo's made the FAMAS work. Found it on the floor. And now Shocks is gone. Amanek on this flank. Lucky's already found 1 on the close. This should be fine for the French as they start to stalk from behind. The element of surprise still there. Neo into Pop Dog. That's a strong position, though, and I'm not sure if he caught a glimpse of the weapon. Guardian would have to react fast when Amanek makes his appearance. No chance. Good precision from the Frenchman. Newest addition to G2, now on the hunt, and Rain has to do more. No, the bomb's being defused. Neo can't touch it. Amanek's keeping him controlled, and hang on, no time. And no life left. Neo gets shut down, and we've got ourselves 10-7. G2 coming into the CT half hot. 2 defuses though. Take note, that bomb keeps going down.
Yeah, it wasn't clear who was going to win that round at all. FaZe, they made the best of a really difficult situation there. The fact they were getting ready towards inside and you see that smoke drop at the 35-second mark, that is a death sentence. You can't go through anymore. If you go for a great screen, you know, a player like anyone's on the other side with a rifle, you know, like it's going to be difficult for them to even trade out the kill. You have to go back towards the outside area, hope for the best. They got the bomb down, comes right to the wire, but not quite enough. And it will be Nico here with the Krieg, though. Shocks, they're opening things up. That's Guardian. Nico has to respond, and he's waiting for the readjustment, the reposition here from the in-game leader of G2. There it is. Takes him down. 4 versus 4. Can Nico find anything more? You can see him really doing well with scope weapons now.
So is Jax. Quick return, and that's the weapon gone. FaZe's chances dwindle. Neo, he's picked it up, but no Kevlar. If an AWP with no armor is a glass cannon, this is a glass blunderbuss.
I like that.
He's gone. Jax, another frag from this man. He's been having a great round, a great map, I should say. I think he's top of the scoreboard. Yeah, 16 alongside Kenny.
And the opening frags he's been getting, right? On those rounds they've been, quote-unquote, stealing away.
Yes.
Eagles only, no armor, no nades. He's been doing great. Speaking of greatness, here comes Olaf Meister, but Lucky on the T-steps flank will lock him in. That's the bomb down, so any excitement, any chance he had is completely eradicated. Guardian, I don't want to keep harping on about it, but he is 6 and 13. We're getting to the closing stages now. He brings out the orb on the T side for the first time. We need to see some opening picks now. This is his map. This is his territory. We need a big performance to get them back in this game. 11-7 down, but still plenty of opportunities to get back into it.
FaZe, I love the idea. Put the weapon in Nico's hands. He finds 2. That's all the ingredients for a chance. The chance taken away from you by the man there. Jax, a huge defensive round from him. So, Guardian, pressure on him to try and find a way in through Ivy, likely going to be smoked off, and gives him a chance to perhaps find a gap. He jumps over it, which will enable him to get no info. Bullets from Olaf do connect on towards Lucky.
This is what you call the classic default, Alex. Just trying to see if there's any picks available. As you mentioned, there's a couple of kills from Nico. Did make things a little bit more expensive here. If G2 do give this round up, they're going to be very low on resources. We've got an MP9 still for Shox here. 2100 in reserve, but that's a fine weapon for a position like the Pop Dog. Neo showing some sound cues there, just trying to bait out an incendiary, an HE, anything he can really just before he commits and tries to get down there with a teammate. They've got a read here. Something's getting set up. Something spicy from G2 is about to be dropped.
They seem to have a very good understanding of what's going on. All stacked up on the outside side. Smoke into Pop just as they walk past it. And it is going to be falling onto one man on your screens. Lucky if they go inner.
It's a strong spot. It's good for one and staying alive. That's all he can really do here. It will give up a bomb plant. He's made a great call, but he needs at least 1 kill upon entry here, Lucky.
So many smokes. 3 flashes raining in. They're going to cross to the site. There's no Neo here. It's now Lucky's turn to show us how to hold this site. It's a bit more of a passive approach, and Nico's already through the smoke. The smoke he threw.
Oh, they haven't planted yet.
Guardian, he could do damage. He could do so much damage. He's already been shut down, and Shox from behind with that MP9. The bomb did go down on his watch, but tags up Neo before he falls. Now 3v2. The French at a disadvantage. Rain caught in transition. He's right in the middle of the site. Where are they going?
I think they're going to have to call it on this one.
Giving it up?
On the retake, yeah, it's just not worth it. They've got a huge, nice lead here. They got 11-7 up. Sure, that was a round that was difficult. They took up that gamble outside. We saw them setting up what I assume will be like some main entrance aggression just to get that intel towards Pop Dog as well. They were setting up for an intel gathering mission there, but unfortunately for them, FaZe timed it for perfection. Inside play, like I said, very simple once again. Couple of smokes, flashes in, and it's the upper ramp play from Nico. Once that smoke's down, the CTs can't really justify investing a lot of resources focusing that area. You're going to have to assume no one's coming through it. Lower ramp, you're by yourself. You need to try and deny the plant. Nico knows that. He pushes through, gets the only inside player there. They give it a slight go on the retake. It was a decent chance with Shoxy's flank with the MP9. Really like more of a pounce from him. It seemed like he was a little bit too tentative. He could have ran around the corner, gone for 2, denied the plant. The only way he could have won the round if he denied that plant. I don't think he really fully committed to it. He just wanted to get the 1 kill and fall back, maybe upgrade the weapon. I would have preferred the balls to the wall play, but it didn't come through.
Fair enough. Lead extended by G2 for the first 3, but now it's FaZe Clan's first on their attack. And what worked there was hitting towards the inner site. They took their time though, tried to keep the CTs all grouped up. How much was that? How much of that was FaZe, and how much of that was just G2? Would the same strat work again? Full buy. Doesn't get better than this. Olaf still on the Krieg.
Absolutely true. 3 players make it 4. Heading towards those brown halls, so you don't have to commit to inside off this. The flashbang just to get off any CT aggression towards that area, but it doesn't cover the upper ramp. The Molotov does. You want to throw that every single round just to disable any AWPers getting that position. If you allow that to happen, Alex, it means you can have 1 player inside and 4 outside, so you just can't let that be a thing.
It's too much info. All in the toes.
Little booties.
Of Rain. He'd have just trimmed his toenails this morning.
Exactly. He would have been fine.
Shox going to be on the receiving end of a whole lot of utility. He's blinded and they've seen him. Jax actually does go down to Rain. They're on the way inside again. Shox, what can you do? Close quarters with the AWP. The no-scope's not happening. Kenny and Amanek, they're already a bit late, but if they could just catch Rain on this bomb from behind, yes, his back is turned. The bomb did go down in the process, though. Nico, what was that from Kenny?
That's insane. He might have saved the round. It was looking so desperate here. The Molotov on towards the bomb itself. Is there a smoke to extinguish? That's not. So it's going to be 7 seconds now. They can't go near it. They have got the kit, but they still have 2 kills to find.
Amanek, he's not going to be expecting this. Olaf's just lurking in the smoke. Perhaps he is. Casts his gaze that way.
Oh.
And the French. Then Kenny primarily. 3 huge frags a second. I want to see that one again.
Yeah, we have to. Kenny S is...
He gets an AWP out of it as well, no worries.
What a god, man. He's finding that form once again. This is exciting gameplay from him. It's no longer just average, pretty good sniping last year like it's been. It's actually back to being a world-class player, making ridiculous plays, and now with the AUG in his hand, he gets the full 180. That first kill, a little bit of a struggle with his second one. Anything but. Watch this. Boom. Get him out of here. See you later, Nico. He was in a prime position to win the round as well. They're going for the defuse. He's watching towards upper. Huge round for G2 to win.
Did everything that was needed of him. Looking to do the same again. Nico, are we this time? He's gonna. Oh, we had an opportunity.
Doing it. I was gonna say that's a brave move to go back in off that.
Fires off the warning shot, and the AWP will be swapped back into Guardian's grasp. Kenny, though, look at him. If he goes just a little bit further, he finds that bomb. This could destabilize everything. There is a split towards Brown Halls, Ivy. Kenny, he's holding this. Depends. This is now. Where does Guardian go once he picks up this bomb?
He will go main entrance. He has to, but he is aware. It's not his
fight.
first rodeo.
Kenny v Guardian. Guardian prevails. A huge frag.
So historically, in terms of the mid rounds, Guardian's always bested Kenny S. But when it comes down to the clutches, that's where Kenny shines. So this does make sense, and it bodes very well as this game develops. A 5-on-4. Great play from Kenny to get in that position. But Guardian, like I said, absolute veteran. He knows all the tendencies of his rival, and he'll get that opening kill. A big one to find.
He was so ready for that. Guardian had like no question.
He almost left the bomb there like a bit of a bait, you know. He's like, here you go, boys. Come hold this position. Come have a look.
Nico trying to clear out main. Does find Jax precise. Another one there. In the meantime, the French do fight back. It was lucky with his SMG. Amanek keeping them locked out. There's another looking to dart away. He's getting shot from both sides. Olaf has emerged from Ivy, but Amanek's managed to reposition and find him, leaving Nico alone. 20 seconds. Nico, this looks almost impossible. The smoke towards Pop Dog's going to give him one fight. Softens up lucky with a nade. He's having a really good go with this one. 10 seconds looking for the safest place to plant. Caught a glimpse of one. His teammates are going to call it. He's going to fake and peek. Has to hit it. And Amanek, a huge round from him. Down to 3, but runs away with 3.
Nico looks so dangerous though, that Agnes. The fact he gets that strong nade towards Paul Dog, that's dissuaded any CT pins are coming in. He's going to hide behind that smoke. He's going to hope his teammate carries him through the round. The fake plant with 7 seconds left. Of course, the CT's going to react off it. If he gets that kill, Nico wins that. He definitely wins it. He was so unlucky there. He played it to perfection. A really strong play, but unfortunately couldn't quite find the shot that was all important. And it'll be 13-8. FaZe with almost nothing here. They've got that hero AK for Nico, and the way he's playing right now, I don't mind that at all. Let's see whether he can cause some chaos as he heads towards inner once again, waiting for the sniper to peek. He's going to be lucky if the HE. It looks like a good one too. Takes rain down at 66. Now it'll all slow down for now, and they do not want to fire off any AK bullets until there's a kill available, and when they get it, they're pouncing wherever they find that pick. They're not going to fall back. They're just going to send 5 players in.
There's the flash. Lucky's going to try and find a safe haven. Shock's already taken down Neo.
We go.
Lucky, it's a similar situation. The bomb's not going down, but the bodies are FaZe. They're falling apart at the seams. Just Guardian, he's gone too. Lovely little hold. Just the loss of Kenny S, and it's not going to cost too much at all. 14-8 in the timeout. Makes sense since the second of the game. We're only into map 1.
I'm really enjoying this. G2 taking the first map against FaZe. Now we got Dust 2 next on the most exciting maps to watch FaZe on. It's going to be a great series, Alex. We're in France. G2 are back.
I know, right?
It's got everything. It's the perfect recipe.
Oh, I'll tell you how this recipe gets better. The cherry on top, Inferno 3rd.
Oh, you're so right as well. We've got a great map pool. We've got great storylines. G2 looking hot on their map pick. They're not electrifying on Dust 2, so FaZe should take that. Then Inferno, the great decider, where FaZe have looked very up and down recently. Like, we remember their CT side, the B-bomb side. Yep. That was a mess for them. They know it. They didn't even know what was going on that side of the map. This could go 3 maps, and it could be some overtimes and hopefully some fireworks in there as well.
You can certainly hope so. 2 rounds away now for G2 to close out map 1.
Oh, here we go. No double orb set up on the G2 side. I don't think that was working out for them. Kenny seems to be doing a great job by himself. As soon as Shoxy picks it up, that's when he seems compromised. Kenny does miss the first and doesn't cost him his life, but Jax will be dropped in the process. 5 on 4, but FaZe have had many of these opening kills that have not been converted.
Kenny's just going to have to apologise through fragging. As Jax fell due to that tough, admittedly, but missed shot all the same. FaZe very spread out here. They're hoping to see G2 with that loss of a man. They have to try and fill some gaps, push in, and look at that from Neo. Doesn't cost him anything, but he gets the info. 1 of 4 is in pop. Shox realizes that position forgone and decides to get the hell out of dodge. Amanek responsible for Ivy, and a bit of a 4-0 split. No one's on B. It looks like they are going to be sending him a little bit late to the party. Lucky returns to his site.
Well, this is going to be the gamble stack, Alex. This is when G2 are putting all their eggs in the proverbial B bomb site basket. We'll
That's lovely.
Yeah.
B bomb site basket.
all the alliteration you can think of there. This is, well, they're going to accept the round. If it goes towards A, they'll give it up. They'll let them have it. And it's going to be an outside play. This is just Rain showing presence towards inner. You can see no one with him. This one's to try and find a kill. Doesn't get it. And they'll go towards outside now. But with that kill, they actually consider it now. They've actually got themselves back in the round, it seems. So they're actually going to try and reposition, see what they can do with it. They've got time now.
Amanek through the molly. I think Olof's going to heard that. He did get one tick, but I don't think so. Back still turned. The Swede could be in trouble. Amanek through the smoke. He gets one. Tags Nico. It's traded. 3 versus 3. Rain dying early before the hit was in on the inner outside bomb site could have caused this to go awry. Neo, he's about to meet Kenny S as this walk, or is he? Oh, and like ships in the night either side of the train. They walk past each other. Shox quite the opposite. From behind, he executes Guardian.
Yeah, but Neo's got himself in a fantastic spot. That's 2 snipers removed and a rifler to boot. It's in-game leader Shoxy in the 2 versus 1. He's been here many times before. Couple of flashbangs to work with here. If he can get it, it's map point. What a great shot that is. Could go with the full defuse here. Not going to commit. Neo up against him now, and he's blinked. He has to fall back. The full defuse had to be his, but the bomb so far gone, it wasn't really a viable option. Even if he hits that great second shot, he wouldn't have won the round, but still, it would have been a statement. Either way, he's going to save the AWP, and FaZe get through by the skin of their teeth. 1 player surviving, $3,500 per player for winning the round by explosion. Sure, the fact you get the orb save, that's great, but you're going to find yourself now in a difficult spot. There's going to be compromise in terms of utility. Rain has 3,500 on the nose. Olaf Meister 38. So they're going to need drops here. They might want to take a timeout and consider their options.
They're going to be getting this one worked out. Lovely shot and angle from Shox. The fact that he jiggles it and just finds that safe headshot angle, glorious work from him. Backs away, saved the AWP as well. And no nades to be seen for 2 members of FaZe Clan. Just a flashbang on the back pocket of Guardian.
Yeah, so that's what Shox has done at least. And if they can win this round, 15-9, GG. So he's at least set some foundations down for the future. It wasn't all in vain.
Well, speaking of low utility, take a look at the defeat.
It's a very similar story there. You are right. Absolutely true.
That's brutal. No mollies, no smokes, really. Just the 2 of them on Kenny and Jackson. We can see a bit of a CT lean, a rather aggressive lean towards B site. Same can't be said for FaZe. They're the ones to decide where this battle will occur. Pop Dog, Olaf. We saw the French do something similar, trade off, send them as a pair. Flash causes Shox to just beg for cover. There are so many bodies coming towards his direction. And now the call is made. He has to find one. He does! My goodness! Keeps it level. 1
might be enough there. They had to buy time. Remember, there's a 3-man push inside. The backstab coming in from Pop Dog. They're ready for it. Are they? The timing is unbelievable. Guardian's going to be so frustrated. Oh, no. Nico needs to make up for it here, Alex, but he hasn't. It's left Rain, Olaf Meister in such a compromised position. If they give this round up, it's going to cost them the map completely.
It's time to step up. He's only got 6 frags in so many rounds, and Olaf Meister alongside Rain. Just a flashback now. 3v2. Lucky's gone. Keeping it level. He needs another. Jack's low. It's all on Olaf. Time is on his side. Jack is going to go down. No kits. This should be the round. He takes his time. He doesn't need to check the bomb just yet. And he's done it. Just like that, Olaf Meister secures 10. A sigh of relief for FaZe fans worldwide.
Absolutely. This is really getting somewhere now. G2 can't pick up the round. That would have ended it all. Like I said, just the finances alone, that would have been enough. But Kenny saves the AWP. That's always enough to win a round. We've talked about this all week. Oscar has that potential in Hellraisers right now, right? Kenny S, the way he's playing these days, he can carry around with P250s around in one AWP. It does mean he has to be more combative in general. He can't hold a defensive line. We want to see him pushing either towards upper ramp, maybe the end of Ivy, even pushing towards our main entrance is viable as well. But there is a second school of thought of maybe he just wants to guarantee saving it for the next gun round as well. Sure. So that's why I'll take the time out just to discuss their options. But it is FaZe that have called for it. So they're the ones still maybe a little bit rattled at this point. They are trailing 14-10 down.
Let's not forget the coach Yanko as well wants to have an opportunity to chime in. He only gets it during those timeouts.
Battery critical.
Perhaps an observation, perhaps a call, perhaps just saying, guys, play on.
Well, Alex, they've won the last 2 gun rounds. There's been 3 opening kills for Nico, and they've converted 2 of those. So he has been a linchpin of this operation, as usual. He is so good at AK-47. That's why you want him at all times. Kenny S, very important part of the G2 machine, currently set on 19 kills himself. He has the AWP in hand.
And we're off.
And we've got USPs and the AWP. If he wins this round 4, like I said, aggressive play is an option. He's chosen towards Ivy. If he gets his first kill, there's a chance the bomb goes down.
He might have a flash from his teammate. Doesn't need it. It's dry. And now FaZe, they should have the advantage. But he's been caught off guard and it's gone oh so wrong. The castle comes tumbling down. The Mac-10 from Neo caught Amanek as well. And this investment, this is the round. Just like that, you put all your proverbial eggs, as Henry likes to say, into that basket. Not going to happen this time.
Well, there it is. So exactly as I mentioned, you've got a few options on the beginning of the map UI, but you could sit back and backtrack there and hope they run into you with an execution. But in that sort of round, I like it. You're Kenny S, right? You want to show the world what you can do. You're going to be pushing Ivy. You're trying to get that first kill and snowball. That's why he had a secondary player with him, the USP. If he does get the kill, they've got 2 guns there. All of a sudden, they could actually have a chance of winning the round. Fortunately, 3 players there. Even if he got 1, it probably was going to end up in the same way. But still a nice idea. They have lost the orb. Objective now, try and get that back, but very unlikely. Should be sprayed down by Nico, who's in a prime position to get all 3 kills here. Guardian might be able to get 1 for him as well. He does only get the 1. There's Guardian and the FaZe clans in the arena. They're brave wearing the jerseys here.
Well, it's good to see them.
I respect it.
Fair play. American flags on their chest. Fine. Maybe they're on holiday.
Maybe.
Why
not? Maybe. South of France, beautiful part of the world.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame them. We've been having a great time by the pool.
Oh, we really have. Invented new sports.
Yep, brand new sport coming to screens shortly. More to come on that one as the series progresses.
Yeah, stay tuned for the second round. You're not going to want to miss that information.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Double orb setup then. An adjustment for G2. Remember, it's Shoxy on that secondary orb. I haven't liked that setup too much so far. It's a classic G2 stance. They've kind of moved away from it. It's Amanek, though, secondary orb only a couple of weeks ago in Dallas. We'll see if that's going to be beneficial here. Shoxy will be now looking to find round 15. Amanek will be close towards that server position in Ivy and Nico, as usual. Everyone knows what position he plays and how he plays them, but taking him down is a different thing altogether.
So Kenny going to be flashing Amanek and Jax through. It looks like he's posturing for it. Yeah, Olaf's going to be on the receiving end. He's not playing anti.
So they want to throw that flash just as the smoke goes down, so you can't even time him there. See that? Olaf doesn't have any idea it's coming through.
Just emerges through the smoke. They don't have to worry about it as it depletes. And now a huge way to start a round. Looking like 15 here. The French, they're filling the kill feed. Kenny 2. Technically 3. That flash was all him too. Jax, he's going to be there alongside Kenny. And it's just the 2 of them. Holding hands and skip into the 15th round.
Absolutely. That's a really nice round there. Kenny, yes. He's just taking his set up to 22. So let's look at the comparison right now. We've got Train and Dust 2 coming up. 2 of the most iconic AWP maps of all time. Yep. You've got 2 of the biggest AWPers of Counter-Strike history, I would say, at this point. We have got Kenny S, 22 frags, 13 deaths, getting 3 Ks, getting his team rounds on the board time and time again. Guardian, he's had a couple of opening picks against Kenny, but overall he's had on 9 kills, 20 deaths. That is not going to be good enough to keep up with them. They need Guardian to come online in these 2 particular maps. It's a massive problem for FaZe, as they now need 4 rounds in a row cleanly just to take us to overtime here on Train. I'm not sure this is going to be possible. The money's going to be tight as it is. There's 2 pistols out for Rain and Neo. We have 3 AK-47s, so this is what I'm talking about. A masterclass, one of the all-time greats, who's having a resurgence in 2019 and showing us he's still got it. Great shots here as well. That's not everyday stuff there, Alex.
No.
That is just really precise, perfect movement, textbook Counter-Strike.
But his movement is so indicative of him.
Yeah.
Like you see these little bunny hops, little jumps. He's kind of, or every time before he's aiming in, he's just repositions just that extra little bit. Very, very spicy when on form. You don't get him all the time, but when you do, it's spicy as hell. The Vindaloo of Counter-Strike Orphan.
Indeed. So like we said, 2 pistols, bare bones utility, 3 smokes at the 1 minute 30 mark. And this is as good a chance of any to close it out.
Love that Molotov, but they're ahead of it. Rain. Give Jax exactly the same taste of his own medicine. A fast Desert Eagle opener. Could this be the way in for FaZe? They have AKs as a supporting act. And Olaf Mice is already connected onto Amanek. Kenny, he's in trouble. He can't stop that. And they're not actually holding it. And that does make things a bit awkward. Kenny's going to try and back away. USP in hand. He's paid a heavy price. This is just going to be surely give up, keep hold of those double orbs.
Their money's not great, and it's another bitter pill to swallow. Apparently, we had the opening Deagle kill. That was absolutely true. Rain somehow finds that. But that's the snowball effect I'm talking about with those pistols and those faster approaches. If you get that 1 kill, you get another rifle. You got the aim stars of FaZe behind him, a couple of smokes as well. You might as well give it up. You've got a double orb setup, which is the strongest setup on Train, but it does have its vulnerabilities. If you give up quick kills like that, bomb goes down early, you're better off saving this heavy artillery and taking it for the next round.
Right.
And that's exactly what G2 are going to do here. So FaZe, that was a difficult one. Only 3 rifles, but they don't lose a single player, and they managed to build up a massive bank now. 5 rifles taken to the next round, and they'll have all the bells and whistles for round number 28.
It's a perfect display of that risk versus reward.
Yes.
Rain, if he goes for that and dies, the round's pretty much over.
Indeed.
Gets that and wins it. My goodness, that round is pretty much over, but in favor of FaZe. 12-15. Overtime, it's a possibility, and the fans certainly think so. We've got a nice divided crowd. I'm seeing
like that.
FaZe, I'm seeing Liquid, and I'm definitely seeing G2 jerseys in that crowd.
It's good to see French CS is back somewhere. We've got Vitality kicking ass right now.
It's been a while, man. They just disappeared, went on holiday.
Yeah, G2 back in quarterfinals here. Maybe a semi with this performance so far. But let's have a look if Kenny S in the reposition towards the lower ramp. For the first time, no less, will be enough. Rain doesn't seem to think so. But the AWP will fire, and it's giving up its spot now. If you're quick, you want to be focusing towards outside. You know Kenny is isolated towards that position, and he's the deadliest member of G2 at this point.
Rain, that's back-to-back rounds. He's found a way in for FaZe Clan. One with the Deagle. It's still in its holster. He used the AUG for this one, and actually, he's going to be throwing away that weapon. Doesn't want any retrieval missions going on. So Olaf's left, I was going to say, alone on Ivy. He has the support of Neo. Looks like they are going to look to try and at least vie for some control. But Amanek pushed up, swings as the nade is thrown. That's huge. Not another. Oh, Amanek, you beast! Single-handedly could have just brought home 16 for G2, just like that.
These are the plays they need to close this one out.
Wow.
Kenny has to be tested. He's been phenomenal so far, Alex. A couple more kills should do it from him. He sits himself on the bomb site right now. Jax will assist. Kenny S just playing to deny the plan at this stage. Guardian knows he has to do something quite special. AK-47 in hand. Nico, oh my goodness, the awareness is absolutely perfect. Gets the kill. Execution in the side of the head. 35 seconds here.
Where's the bomb
Guardian
going? Where's the
is
bomb?
isolated, but the bomb, it has gone down, but he can still win this. 1 versus 1. Bomb down towards Pop Dog, and Guardian, he has 8 HP, 20 seconds, and Shoxy has lost track.
Shoxy's only got the AWP. That low health is irrelevant at this point unless he switches to the USP. He's looking for the bomb. 15 seconds, he's got it. He's going to run straight back into the inner sight.
He's got time.
12. Shocked if he gets this angle, it should be GG. He's going to get there in time, just at the same time. Oh dear, that's 16-12. G2, Amanek found the way into it. 1v1, heroic effort from Guardian. That's just map 1. And G2, they take their map pick. We're going to FaZe's territory next.
That's a map victory with conviction as well. They weren't sitting back. They weren't scared there. They're pushing towards position. They're trying to find those closing kills. They're making the individual plays that will rattle the offensive FaZe there. And it's Amanek to find the first 2. Great effort from Guardian to actually win out in a 1 versus 3. Didn't have the time. And Shoxy, he'll get the final round there. It bodes so well for the next map, which is going to be Dust 2, Alex. And I, for one, can't wait.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, the analyst desk to break this mad game down.
ESL 1 Cologne.
Do you remember?
Welcome to the Cathedral of Counter-Strike.
Think you've seen it all?
Are you ready to be a part of Counter-Strike history?
ESL 1 returns to Cologne in 2019.
At the highest level of play, there can be no compromises. Gamers demand the highest clock speeds to give them the FPS they need to perform. Rise to the moment. Intel Core i7, the official CPU of the ESL Pro League. Game, record, stream without compromise.
Bon spectacle.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
This is game fuel. It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide, and with the rhymes that make the dimes all close their eyes and fantasize. I'm divine, calling their phone number. No, you know I love it. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats on stages for their ones gracefully, and I got a smile that they hate to see. Down the world and back again. Ready, let's go. 'Cause you know, like I know, we'll take it round and round again.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Occitanie, Betway, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, and Pay Safecard.
As this quarterfinal carries on here in Occitanie, it's going to be G2 that picked Train and then took Train, because that is just what they wanted to do today. Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL Pro League Season 9 Finals. Quarterfinal day at that. We got a crowd full of people out there in the audience, and here I've got some analysts that want to break some things down. We're going to be starting with the Sponge over on the Weatherman Station. Take it away, Chad.
Couple of things that we forgot to point out from FaZe Clan in their recent history with Neo was they struggle against the pistols, and that was no different right here. Now let's just set this one up. This is versus an Eco. You can see the Deagles, they have an AK. Sure, it's a little bit of a mixed buy, but we've got Rain watching towards Pop, we've got Nico over here looking towards main, and Olaf with the AWP watching Ivy. Jax had 2 huge rounds in this game, and watch this. He's going to absolutely pop the head off of one. We'll clear the screen off. Look at this rotation. Rain and Nico need to worry about that. The rotation can come out from Guardian and Neo, but the issue is players have already established forward positions. If you look over here towards the radar, you can see one member in Pop already and one pushing out Team Main. That's where Nico and Rain were covering. Now the issue here is they've got free push out towards the bomb train. So when the rotation comes in, we're about to see the other members of FaZe Clan get absolutely flattened. This was just poor play because they didn't cover off any other sections of the map. They all panicked and tried to cover Ivy. They could have dropped back and allowed those Ivy players to come out and try and kill them in the choke points, but they just tried to stop the Ivy play straight away, Trace, and that was a problem.
Yeah, that proved to be a big problem, especially when we look at the whole picture here of Train. There were a few holes in the game plan of FaZe, and they kind of shone through more than often than not, which also led to the demise of them on the map.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the first half, it ends up 8-7 for G2, and to me, that's enough. That's already enough. I was scared for the T side. I said that they have shown weaknesses when they cannot find the opening early on, but they actually had these rounds. They had a safety net quite early in the game, so when I saw that, I knew basically they had the first map in their hands.
Yeah, well, I think, if you have Jax being able to hit Deagle shots like that in 2 massive rounds where they're on low buys, and then they convert more rounds off the back of that. It's not like they won them and then instantly lost the next one. The timing that happened in that example, they won the following, and when it happened earlier, they won 2 off the back of that. So that was hugely important, and I think they were the difference makers in the first half that allowed them to get that such a big lead.
Yeah, and that big lead, I just keep looking back to individual performances here. There was a few of them, but more importantly, what do we really think fell apart there at the helm for FaZe? Because I feel like now when we look ahead at another map, they're going to have to plug some of those holes in the ship.
Listen, I hate to name drop or diss players, but I think Rain needs to wake up now, absolutely, because he has been silent during this tournament. He was silent in this map, I think, only 10 frags. And when you think about Dust 2 coming in, he's one of their best performers on that map. He's going to have a huge role, huge implication. So Rain needs to step up. I think Gordon wasn't as impactful as he needed to be on a map like Train, Chad, which is basically the sniper area.
I agree, and he lost the duel to Kenny 6-4. Kenny killed him 6 times to the 4 times there of Guardian, right? So when you look at this matchup and you look at it unfolding in that regard, those 2 individuals you mentioned definitely dropped off. But if we spin it in a positive way, everybody from G2 was contributing, right? Jax with entry kills, Kenny all over the map, Lucky doing a fantastic job holding that in a bomb site. Everybody on the team was doing what they needed to.
Yeah, chat talks about team. Everyone had between 18 and 22 frags. That is great. What we used to say, a great team effort. So it was working in general, and I think Henry pointed out very rightfully so when he was casting. It was a team effort. And on the CT side, you could see they had plans, they had setups, and it was working. So I liked what I saw from G2.
Well, Henry usually is right about a lot of things, sometimes wrong, but that's just the way it goes. He's got to cut in every now and then with some truth nugget, and this one was a nugget all on its own. 14-8. Shox almost able to win this round, but ultimately it didn't work.
I mean, there is something about Shox when he's feeling it that is so satisfying. That is his positioning and his movements. I think whenever you see Shox behind enemy lines, that is much more than just clever. That means he reads the game, he knows what's going to happen, he anticipates, positions himself in the right position, and I've seen that from him. Now we see Kenny. Kenny had a few misses here and there, but he was still alive. Amanek being very proactive, notably on Ivy side. That is great signs. To me, everything is laid out for potential 2-0.
Yeah, Ivy is normally one of those pressure points that if an individual gets bullied and pushed back, back, that applies pressure on other members on the bomb site. So Amanek being able to take a lot of initiative and shut them down in that area, hugely important. Obviously, inner executes were working for FaZe, but all in all, I think it was lost in that first half.
Yeah, lost in the first game is FaZe. We're going to be switching over to Dust 2, where it is their map pick. You have to think, okay, they're coming in here, they got to feel good. Now that they're awake, there's no more of that nonsense, even though they have applied pressure to themselves. That is what we see for FaZe Clan right now, starting harder rather than easier.
Well, the thing about FaZe Clan and Dust 2 is I feel there is a lot of pressure on individuals. When you think about the way they won rounds in the previous event, notably Dallas, it was Nico going out middle, trying to make the difference, Rain running out short, also finding difference. So if the individuals don't show up, I am not sure that FaZe have the tactical backbone.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Speaking of tactical backbones, we're going to outline some stuff here. Chad, what do you got?
So I just want to point out something on the CT side for FaZe Clan and then run into what Amanek does on the T side. FaZe occasionally do a pretty gambly stack, right? They have Guardian, Olaf, and Rain, who do a three-man lean on towards B, with Neo over towards Long, supported by Nico on that secondary AWP. But a problem they might have here is if the fast pace comes out from G2, which I can illustrate right here with some Amanek clips, we've seen this one time and time again, they need to put a stop to this. Amanek runs out Long with the supporting flashes from his team, and he's done this throughout the games we've been watching here in the Pro League. Look at this, he's in the pit, they have no idea he's there. And this is how he does it, right? This is the supporting flashes coming in from his teammates. He uses 2 flashes, his teammates use 4 flashes, and a smoke grenade on the corner. You can see them all streaming over the top here, and that's what facilitates him to get to the pit. This is what it looks like on the other side. All those nades are coming over. We can see the individuals here at the CTs. They're all blind. They have no idea that Amanek has just made his way across into the pit and able to get away with plays like this. So FaZe have to lock this down and have to be careful of that when doing their gamble beat.
To focus towards Long, the double smoke setup to allow you to cross, usually at the P250 on Nico, and my god, does he hit that shot on the A bomb side. That's what they want to set him up for. He's the spearhead of this operation so far. Long control granted, that's pretty standard for a CD pistol, but this is where it matters. Lucky's right back on the bomb site here, and they're going to try and set Nico up to take him down. It's an incredibly difficult shot, and we'll see if he's capable of hitting it. But this, oh, okay, they're doing a variation. They usually do commit towards Long, double smoke the crossover. There might be a faker, so Rain's setting up for a smoke. So Rain's got the bomb, and he's being left at blue bin right now. So they are mixing things up here. Different calls we made. Guardian, all of Mice towards B. They have got one of the smokes, I assume. So we have Guardian, all off Mice over there. No
position. Look at Shox's position. They've got this worked out. And the info's there. The shot is there. That's hard. Long range, back turned, one tap is all it takes from Shoxy.
I was trying to work. If they had one of the smokes of them there, they could have done the dribble smoke towards B. That could have been enough. But for now, Rain's going to smoke CT spawn from the long position. They've lost a player. Whatever they had in mind, shut down. They've lost a massive advantage here. The long control with the utility they had, the double swing on the crossover, that's enough to win a round. Nothing too fancy required. This shot needs to land though. Nico can't quite get it just yet.
That's a very hard shot to hit. If anyone would do it, it's Nico. He already did tag up Lucky through the box. They've closed the gap. Kenny, he's looking to seal the deal, and he does. What is this? What was that? Kenny! One flash from Amanek and 3 clicks of his mouse. He's got himself 3.
overthinking things there, FaZe. I'm sorry, that was you could see the long take with the smokes and crossovers. They've done it so many times. A lot of teams do it. Maybe they feel like that's too telegraphed, it's too obvious, but you've given up all the map control there. If you've not got anyone towards B at the start of a round, within 20 seconds, you can't really justify going back. You have zero information as to whether they pushed or not. You do have to push, you have to commit. You have 5 players in one position. Real bad call from FaZe there, I'm afraid, and they pay the price. G2 reacting well to Dust 2, getting the B tunnel control, and they went out the round with a great flash towards long. Too much intel gathered.
Yeah, Shox' shot as well. I mean, sure, it would have been difficult, but the fact they lost Guardian on the way back really hamstrung any sort of adjustments. Just the Glocks then. And the Glock train looks like it's going to be pulling in towards the A station. Lucky's there, and you do see the damage already inflicted from that nade.
Yeah, so this is just a little gambit to get the bomb planted.
Have a run boost,
Shorts.
perhaps?
Yeah, you can do that. It's the best way to get it down, but Lucky, he knows he's under no real threat. He doesn't have to commit for all the frags here to stop the bomb going down. That's when he'll swing. He does not want to let that go down. So here comes a swing now, pays the price for it. Actually getting a little bit awkward here. These Glocks are working out, Alex. I have no idea how.
They had nothing. Not a single penny spent. Bomb down, 3 members of G2 down, and now Amanek and Shox, they're feeling a bit hot under the collar, a bit hot and bothered, that's for sure. They've got to save this round. This is exactly how Train went down. FaZe win with even less than they did the first time. Olaf, I don't know if he got that info. Shox definitely did. He does start to hold the angle. He's got someone pushing him from long as well. The info's there. They know where both of them are. They can pick. Rain's got it. And I think that's enough. FaZe Clan, they managed to make a Glock round work. Hard for me to comprehend, Henry. That's why I've got you.
They didn't invest anything. You're right. They got $1,900 for losing the previous round, right? No bomb planted there. Clean round from G2. They had Glocks and I think a flashbang at the very top end. They go for an A split there. I was like considering the next round. I was already kind of working out the maps of the next round, seeing what was going on. Somehow, some way, there's trades with Glocks, and we've talked about the snowball effect before. I need to see some replays to see how the jewels went down.
Yeah.
Something has gone wrong in the G2 camp there. Shock's trying to hold it together. You can see it, how frustrated he looks right now. That should not be happening. And a series they can 2-0 here, a map they play. They've won the pistol, and they've given that up for free.
That was truly a freebie. And FaZe, they managed to make it count. Now they're all fully bought up. Coming into round 3, it's map 2. This is a quarterfinal. Both teams have been rising from the ashes. Neo, of course, joining FaZe Clan, taking the leadership role. It's an interesting story. So is Shox getting flashed just as they appear. Lucky's Deagle does connect, but FaZe, they maintain the advantage. And the bomb loose for now, but it's on long with the majority of their players. They're leaving Nico this time responsible for the B tons. Typically, as this round progresses into the default, expect Olaf there.
We just got a really interesting stat through. That 4K towards long with the flash assist from Amanek there. He got 4 flash assists. On the entirety of Train, G2 had 4 flash assists in total. So that one round in total, that shows you that was the godlike flash thrown, right? That was the absolute best it could have possibly been. That was really cool. And we'll see ourselves now in a 4 versus 3. Remember, there's no force buy. And this is just Eagles. You're not expected to win this round, but it's still a significant investment. They won't have enough to really buy into the next one.
That is interesting. Flash assist. I'm glad that we're getting more attention drawn to it. Gives us more ways to talk about that, the supportive actions you can take in Counter-Strike. Nico, he's getting his Molotov towards back plat. He's got 3 CTs pulled over. He's got the entire gamble from G2, but it's all an act. He's been going to acting school. It's big in Bosnia. And he's going to have all the info. He's probably going to get all the frags as well. Wouldn't be surprised if he starts to turn tail and starts to catch them off guard through mid. Or even back up through tons.
Yeah, just going to hold on to whatever they can here. Look at some exit kills, but FaZe Clan probably can't believe their luck at this point. He lose the pistol in such a convincing manner. Somehow win with Glocks in the second round. I really do want to get a replay package together if we can of those frags and how they went down. So it's Orgs and SMGs that I really have no idea what happened. But it will be CZ's Deagles to be saved, no armor. And remember, sure, they're going to get $1,900 per player next round, and they didn't force here, but still won't be enough as Nico just farms all the cash. He's got himself 5K before the round's even over. He's going to get 35 on top of that. So just knocking the door, $9,000. Olaf Meister will find the final final kill, and they've got all the money in the world. G2 quite the opposite. Keep your eyes on Olofmeister. He's got the long spawn. He looks like he's ready to take it as well. Unless there's any HE grenades purchased by G2, he should be absolutely fine. It's quite a common approach. Smoke middle, 4 nades long, but I don't think they can really justify that right now. We'll see.
Yeah, G2 want to get back into this game fully bought up as soon as possible. And so, I mean, it's exactly the same on the other side. Not a single penny spent. Just the USPs as they gather in mid-doors and Rain, well, actually tagging up Lucky through it. Not going to be holding on to that for too long. And the CTs, they're hoping to catch one. It's like a 1v5 at the moment for Nico, and he sprays down $1,200 in the bank. A smoke to bait, and a Desert Eagle to finish the job. Lovely work from Nico.
Really nice work. That's great.
Just no awkwardness, no losing in a UMP and his teammates getting caught out. It's just done.
He is the animal of Dust 2 as well. You let him out of the cage, you let him off that leash, he's going to cause damage. It is a scary prospect. The fact we're going to round number 5, he had 6-1. It means he's confident, he's hitting his shots, which he was on train as well. 172 ADR very early on, but
I mean, it's an eco
it sets
bash.
the scene.
It certainly sets the scene. And let's see how they want to approach this one. We do now get the AWPs in play. And I say AWPs, it is plural. 2, Amanek, Kenny S for the CTs.
And Amanek will kick things off in style. He's on the B side of the map, taking down Olofmeister quickly. And Amanek does fantastic work and does to the secondary AWP. He'll be holding the B side primarily. And it looks like FaZe want to answer back in a pretty quick fashion here. Towards short, actually going to be flashing through, trying to beat Kenny S. But you've got to wake up pretty early in the morning to take him down. It's Rain that's dropped just as he gets out of the smoke.
He's got full vision of this one. The molly will obscure it just a little bit. A flash over. He wants to try and get Jax across. It's a brave move. FaZe haven't quite got the sight attack from Kenny. FaZe, they have to pay the gatekeeper of the A site, it seems. Pay in blood, play in bodies. Jax pushing in now. Guardian close quarters. He's only going to get the one before Lucky's there, but Neo's making a bit of a game of this. Nico, he's got nothing left. Just 2 points of health. The round continues. So does Kenny, and this should be it. Nico, 2 HP and 3 to find. Lucky converts it. Huge hold from them, from the long side. And that's going to be G2 finding 2.
So we did have this matchup back in Dallas a couple of weeks ago. It went all the way. I think it was triple overtime. It was Kenny S versus Guardian. That's in the battle. Really, it was it felt like it was so nostalgic. It was like
historic.
It felt 2015 levels. It was like everyone hitting their shots. Close range one-on-one clutches between those two guys as well. Kenny coming on the top of the clutches. Guardian getting most of the mid-round picks. It was so great to watch, and I hope we get to that position. I like that G2 win that round just because I want this to be a really close game. After losing to Glock, so I was worried that they might trip up here and give up too many rounds on their CT side, but they've got right back in it, still running the double AWP setup. Everyone fully equipped now as Guardian going for that classic long take. Players there, takes the incendiary, will stay for a few seconds to see what's available to him, and it can cost you a lot of HP. Nico's gone down, Guardian's low, but Rain can get 2 here.
Oh, we can get more than that. Look at that, just lines him up, shocks and Amanek. Kenny's in trouble. He missed it. Uncharacteristic from Kenny. Now the site's lost. Perhaps even the round. He's forced to fall back. It is a 3v3. Guardian does extend the lead for FaZe Clan. They've got the B site, and they should have the round. Wow. Quick lineup from Rain. We said he had to step up. We said that he was certainly a win condition for FaZe Clan. Absolutely silent on train.
That is massive. Opening kill as well for G2. Amanek, Kenny S, both finding frags, but that all-important miss from Kenny, as you said, uncharacteristic. That's a shot you expect him to hit all day long. Pretty standard. Hit the shot, fall back, call for rotations. If he gets it, there's a very good chance to retake that. The fact he didn't, he falls back. Guardian, smart position. Low HP, holding middle for any transitioning players. He gets the better of him, and they will save at least an AUG and an AWP, but loss bonus certainly not going to be in the strongest of positions. I think they'll be getting $2,400 per player at this point, as we will move on to round number 6, actually $1,900. So Kenny S with 4,100. He can be dropped the AWP by a Lucky. I'm sure that's what's going to happen. And this is the sort of round, Alex, we had these on train. When you're low like this, your back's to the wall, you don't have all your utility, you might want to go for a boost towards short. You might pick middle, you might not necessarily go towards T-spawn, but you want Kenny to be a little bit more active this round. I want to see him try and go for the first pick. Guardian was just so ready for Kenny there. So the lead extended for FaZe. The buy is awkward, as you've already covered. Shox is going to put that UMP exactly where it does its best work, close to the doors. He won't have any company just yet because Rain and Nico fast up short. Kenny's the one to try and take this fight. Oh, and the smoke. He tries to fire a wild shot, but look what it's cost him. He tells them he's there, and they greet him with 80 points of damage. Nico does catch the HE, though.
We'll be running around with 55 from now on. Could this be the mid to B?
Could well be. Nico, so well known for this position. Guardian just behind the wolf pack. They've got AK-47s, they smoke off Sport, and they Molotov the boosted position as well to make sure there's no players waiting. But Guardian and Shoxy push through with the UMP. What the hell? He's going for 4 kills here. The USP could be enough. That is absolutely magnificent from Shoxy. And now we've got Olofmeister left in a compromised position. It's the ace. I can't believe it. It's the UMP, Alex, of all the weapons coming through the smoke. We did say the chance of the mid split there, but I didn't expect it to be cracked wide open by the UMP of Shox.
If Shox respects that smoke, they're in that site. Amanek gets 1. The bomb's down. That's a save or that's an awkward retake. Shox knows it. He charges through that smoke. He had 1 kill coming into this round. He takes 5 more. Guardian, I love the movement from Shox. He knows it's an awkward shot for Guardian with the York close quarters. Keeps moving, switches to the sidearm, and gets the ace. Kenny, he continues to run with that momentum, and already Nico's gone. Rain, he wants to try and trade off his teammate, but there's flashes and smoke stopping him. He's going to have to slow down. It's not his choice anymore, and they do start to gather in long. How quickly will G2 get the info that the majority, if not, sorry, all of FaZe Clan have invested into one side of the map?
Oh, this game just got extra spicy at this point. 5-on-4, Kenny S with the opening kill here, and an ace from Shoxy with an SMG against a fully equipped FaZe Clan. That's going to rattle them. I'm surprised he didn't take a timeout after that one. Oh, spots him jumping. Guardian almost had the time to hit the shot. It's going to be Kenny S waiting on the A side here.
Oh, it does too. Kenny, Guardian, what a delectable Counter-Strike treat. Hang on, Rain. You got a double against these two before when they pushed up in your domain, but this is going to be a tough one. They know where he's coming from. Shox holding the close angle. Is Rain ready for it? He's firing off the warning shots. He's certainly not. Now he is. And so that sends the CTs packing. That's a lot achieved by Rain.
That's enough, though. Like, if they give up 1 kill there, they've lost their advantage, right? They've got a 5-on-4 already. If it does go down, they lose a player, they've lost that great work Kenny did at the start of the round.
Oh, and on the cross, Jax, he's holding a tight line. He gets 2 out of it. The orgs from G2 are working oh so well. This should be the equalizer. Rain just going to try and catch 1, but from behind, Shox strikes. They met earlier, but Shox wanted to make sure they could finish that conversation. They do so by double doors. So, 4-4.
And loss bonus starting to get there, but we haven't had plans for a while. It's going to be FaZe Clan. They will have the option now to buy with a couple of rifles and pistols or just take a bit of a partial here. It looks like it's going to be the latter with Rain and Guardian with Desert Eagles so far. Here's the replay of Jackson. You can see no smokes in the cross there, Alex, and way too easy. Run out of resources. You're going to have to go over, hope for the best there. Really didn't work out for them, and it's the T side of FaZe that they have a very good dust too in general. It's down to more individual greatness, I feel. I feel like their execution potential isn't quite as high as other teams.
Sure.
But their CT side is a brick wall. That's where they really have their strength. So they're looking to get like maybe 6 or 7 rounds would be perfect. And so far, so good in that respect. But they're heading towards B on this eco. And Amanek, dribble smoke comes through. He has got a strong weapon as they wait for any bullets to come through and grenades, more importantly.
This is such the default response. You see dribble smoke and there's a gap. Shox is going to be looking to exploit it. Olof, he plays this exact position. He should be expecting it. He wasn't. And now through the smoke, they do jump out. Amanek supporting a very flash Shox. Neo, that landed perfectly. But Amanek, could he have done enough? Neo's making the pistol work. They have the sight, but I'm not sure they're going to be allowed to get that bomb down.
You can justify pushing through if you're lucky right now. You know, one of these players is out of the round. He has to plan for 4 seconds, so that was absolutely fine. The Knights of still a chance to win it. Guardian gets to Dingle Kenny.
He's going!
He almost had it, Alex. He had Kenny on 1 HP. If he shoots the other player first, it could have been enough. That was a strong attempt there from Guardian, and it would have turned the game on its head. Oh my god, it couldn't have been closer.
It was so perfect. I mean, FaZe Clan walk into B with pistols and overcome it. That's FaZe Clan all over. G2, they're smart enough to know that when that bomb goes down, the afterplant gets awkward. If you give them any time to breathe, any time to set up, any time to surprise. Lucky pushed in, and Guardian's so close. My god. Aggressive towards long. He had a choice, forward or backwards. He opts for the more aggressive option of the two, but that's going to make things very dangerous. Jaxie's doing the flashbang dance, and Guardian crashes the party.
But Lucky has got to that position. Equal trade for now, but that's what I'm talking about. They won't suspect him to be there. It works out perfectly. The old bait and switch. Can he find the third? Not quite. They maintain the 3 versus 2, and it's Nico and Olaf Meister on Dust 2 to try and bring this round back. And look at the position of the Swede. He's got himself up short here. They have no idea, Alex.
He can catch them. Nico, the fact that he's got Kenny, that's going to be shocked now. Just tunneling, barreling towards long. From behind, Olaf can strike if he wants to. Doesn't need to. Nico, no scope necessary. He's on 3. Amanek's wild and wild away. He's not going to be able to close that gap. That bomb will go down. A nice little throw from Nico. A strong arm there.
Yeah, that is round. Amanek. To be fair, they haven't planted yet. He was in all the way towards B. I didn't think he might even give this a go, but I guess so. It might even be worth checking long, see if there's a mistake made. But at this stage, it looks to be exit frags. I'll have a look at the cash overall. They have won 3 rounds in a row. It's still pretty good. They're going to have Lucky Jack to 10k between them. Kenny S with 5,000 as well. Amanek to save his orc, so that's absolutely fine. But what an effort from Nico. You've got to respect that. That's something that's pretty special there.
I mean, Guardian, he...
To be fair, they have... So it might even... I'll have a look at the cash overall. They have won 3 rounds in a row. Made, but at this stage, it looks to be exit frags. I'll have a look at the cash overall. They have won 3 rounds in a row. It's...
Commit... And then Nico, with the AWP of his own, finds 3. That's the round over. And so, FaZe Clan keeping things level. I mean, I expected nothing less.
Hello.
It's just been back and forth of fair bursts of 3 rounds for each side. Kenny S even saying, nice shot.
Yeah, you got to...
When Kenny S is acknowledging your orking, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah,
Of course.
As an all-star. To be at that all-star level, like your Simples, your Nikos, your Coldzera, you have to be able to use the rifles and the AWP at a world-class level. That's how you get star potential, right? We've got plenty of riflers out there. They can do similar things to some of these guys, but you have to be the full package, I think. And we've just seen that from Nico just there.
Just like you, Henry.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the full package.
That's the comparison I wanted to bring in, but I didn't have enough time.
No, I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you, yeah. So kind of like, Henry G.
Basically.
Jax is going to smoke. He might push in front of that. He wants to try and fade. Oh, he doesn't get touched by the Molotov. Okay, so Long's now G2s. He can just sit there and relax.
Remember, we saw Neo in this position. He was getting almost bullied in that spot a couple of times with the secret pushes from Valdi yesterday. So we'll see a similar storyline there. They left Long open, and it's FaZe. One of them...